All right, Travis. As promised, here are 3 reasons why I don't buy into the official Fed-slop narrative for 9/11. First off, the BBC reports that Building 7 collapses 26 minutes before it actually does. How the hell is that possible?
Now, more on the latest building collapse in New York. You might have heard a few moments ago I was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. It seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
BBC journalist Jane Stanley reported the building had collapsed at 4:54 p.m. It came down at 5:20. Okay, makes no sense. Secondly, the positions of the actual towers. So there were 7 buildings in the World Trade Center complex. Between World Trade Center 1 and World Trade Center 7 was World Trade Center 6. That didn't go down. I don't get that, right? It's in between the two, and World Trade Center 7 apparently was so damaged that it came down, even though they claim it was fire that took it down, right? The whole thing, the whole story is so sketch. But even still, that makes no sense. And it's kind of funny because World Trade Center 6 actually had the IRS in it. So, well, too bad, right? Okay, and then we have the passports. 4 of them were recovered. 2 from the crash site in United Airlines Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. And then 1 was found outside of down the street from the World Trade Center. Apparently this thing flew out of the plane, through the fireball, through the building, down on the ground, was found by a passerby, given to a cop, NYPD detective. Right. Come on, dude. Okay. We have a statement. I'm going to have to transpose the video screen recording. I couldn't figure out how to do it because my microphone was weird and I don't know tech stuff. I'm a carpenter, man. I don't know how to do this shit. But I do know a fake story when I see one. And 9/11 is completely fugazi. And I'm not even going into the dancing Israelis, which that's a whole nother thing. But we're going to stay away from that for now. Then we have the fact that steel-framed high-rise buildings, according to this, extremely rare event for them to collapse. And as far as I can understand, there has never been a full collapse. We have the one you cited several buildings, but it says the One Meridian Plaza fire in Philadelphia burned for 18 hours, gutted 8 floors. Building did not collapse. The First Interstate Bank fire in Los Angeles lasted 3.5 hours. Main structural members remained intact. New York Plaza fire in 1970 caused significant damage. Did not result in a full collapse. Then you have the fact that Building 7 fell at a free fall speed. So I don't have high school physics under my belt, I know. But I do understand when you drop something, free fall speed is there's no resistance. So I think you're trying to argue that this fire was so intense and just was doing so much damage, even though from the outside it looked like nothing, as the fireman said. Yeah, there's a fire on, I think it was like floor 3. Then, you know what I mean? Come on. So either way, this building just comes down into its own footprint at free fall speed, and that doesn't seem a little bit odd to you. Just a little bit. A little bit. And then the last thing I want to bring up was architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe it was around 3,000 licensed architects and engineers who said that 9/11, the official story, is fugazi. And I think you should think about that, because I know you're the smartest guy in the world, but sometimes people know more than you. And I'm willing to admit that. I'm not going to claim I know everything, but as a carpenter, I know basic building things, as in I-beams don't shoot the hell out into buildings next to the World Trade Center from a collapse. It doesn't make any sense, dude. So that's where I'm at that. And I actually do think this would be an interesting discussion to have with people much more knowledgeable than me or yourself. because this is important. And to me, what bothers me the most is every time I go into an airport, that in the U.S. at least, overseas they don't seem to fake it as much because they kind of realize it's all fake and it's all theater. But over here, because everybody's getting their hand in the pot of federal money, they have all these nonsensical security measures that are just asinine. It just seems that unless we start questioning this stuff, they're going to keep on making more and more stupid things up as they let more and more illegal people into the country. I shouldn't say illegal. It's just, it comes down to just people that shouldn't be here, right? And I'm kind of on board with you with that. I do agree with this. We shouldn't just have a wide open door policy. No other country does. So what the, but at the same time, unless we start questioning the whole war on terror, they're going to keep on playing this stupid game of picking a new terrorist country that we have to go attack. And as far as I'm concerned, you're playing along with that. That's why it bothers me so much. You don't feel the need to question these stupid stories. I mean, you can go into 9/11 much deeper. The Pentagon, have you looked into that? Do you really believe that's a plane hitting it? That it went through 3 rings of solid concrete, the carbon fiber nose of the airplane? So I don't know. I just can't take any of this seriously. It is so dumb. It is just so completely retarded. But that's my take. I'm almost at 6 minutes, so I'll let you go. And I'm going to find a way to put the screenshots in with me talking, so this is not, it's just me talking. All right? Well, thanks, man. Have a good night. God bless, and Happy New Year.